6:30 right now. Breaking news overnight. More than 100 people dead after a fiery airplane crash in South Korea. Ahead, what authorities are saying there this morning. Plus, dangers on the ice. The warning authorities here in Wisconsin are giving as the temps fluctuate this winter. And later, celebrating Kwanzaa, how families in Madison are working to unite the community during the holidays. This is Weekend Mornings, and thanks for joining us here on this Sunday morning. I'm Kyle Pazarski. It is December 29th. Let's start with a look at the first warm forecast. Jacob Montesano has that. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Kyle. And I have to admit, even though I was calling for foggy conditions this morning, when I got outside, it definitely surprised me just how foggy it was. This is a look at the Capitol building. It's out there somewhere, just too foggy to be seen at this hour. Taking a look at the visibilities, a lot of the area down to a quarter of a mile, some areas down to zero visibility. So definitely take it easy if you have anywhere to go during the morning, because visibilities are very low and they're going to remain low throughout the morning hours. Now, we will start to see some relief in the afternoon and evening, but areas further west near the Mississippi River, visibilities will stay near zero for you folks, and then the entire area will see visibilities drop back to around zero for Monday morning. Now, looking at the current temperatures, colder than this time yesterday, but still very mild for this time of the year. 30s, some lower 30s, and a few areas in the upper 20s, but nonetheless, our entire area warmer than what we normally see during the morning hours to end the year. Now, as we take a look at the forecast today, we're going to remain very cloudy. Highs will be near 40. Very calm winds. That's going to be a big reason why the foggy conditions will last. And for La Crosse, very similar forecast. A lot of clouds, highs in the middle to upper 30s. That's going to be the case for Monday as well. But we are expecting colder temperatures just around the corner. I'll talk about that a little bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. We'll check back in just a bit. Let's get to our top stories now, and some breaking news overnight. The death toll in a South Korean airline crash has continued to rise. Early this morning, a Jeju Airlines jet burst into flames after skidding off of a runway. In the latest update, authorities are saying at least 177 people have died. It was carrying 181. Authorities further say the 15-year-old Boeing 737 was returning from Bangkok, and that the death toll is expected to rise even further. Here in Wisconsin, as temperatures fluctuate between warm and cold, it is important to remember the dangers of going onto frozen lakes and rivers. The saying always goes that no ice is safe ice, and that could not be more true, as multiple people fell into the water on a back bay of Lake Onalaska in La Crosse County. It happened Saturday. First responders were sent to Lake Onalaska for two people who fell in while ice fishing. The two were able to self-rescue with help of some bystanders. However, one was taken from the scene by an ambulance. A DNR conservation warden was at the scene, telling WKBT-TV that anytime you see water pooling on the ice, it is a sign that the conditions are not safe.
It's exciting and surreal at the same time. Couldn't be more happy for the person who won.
Well, that is Ishar Gill and his family. They are the owners of a gas station in California. That's where a more than $1 billion Mega Millions ticket was sold on Friday. Gill says he received a call from the California Lottery informing him of the player's life-changing jackpot win. And while the gas station in Cottonwood sold the jackpot ticket, two other winning ones were also sold in California, matching 5 numbers, but not the Mega Ball. Yesterday, the news of the big 3 winning tickets had Californians thinking back to the times of the gold rush.
Someone somewhere is holding a Mega Millions ticket worth big bucks, sold right here in Roseville.
I wish them best of luck, and I hope that they make good financial decisions.
Someone bought one of 2 tickets, matching 5 of 6 numbers, at the Chevron station on the corner of Blue Oaks Boulevard and Foothill Boulevard in Roseville.
I didn't know it was this location. I bought a ticket, but of course I wasn't the winner.
Sales from lottery tickets up and down the state not only spark excitement and daydreams about winning among players.
Help everybody as much as I could. With that kind of money, are you kidding? You couldn't help but help people.
But lottery ticket sales also help raise money for public education.
Raising supplemental funds for public schools in California is the sole reason the lottery exists. Yes, we get really excited about high jackpot wins like this, historic even for Mega Millions, but our real pride comes from raising money for public schools.
The California Lottery says Mega Millions tickets alone purchased this year raised some $89 million extra dollars for public schools in 2024. And while Dennis Estrada didn't have a winning ticket this time around,
It's the ultimate dream to win that much money.
he says he'll keep playing. And just if, one day, it's him with a big lucky lottery win.
I take care of my mom. She's done a lot for me, so pay it forward to her.
The $1.2 billion prize was the fifth largest jackpot in the history of the Mega Millions. Madison police are saying a disturbance near the downtown caused a heavy police response this morning. MPD officers were alerted to a shots fired call around the area of North Broome Street in West Johnson, several blocks west of the Capitol. They arrived finding out that no gun was actually fired. One person was arrested, but the details on the arrest are unclear. There is no danger to the public. We're now just a few days out from welcoming in 2025, and with every new year comes some resolutions. Yesterday, we caught up with Madisonians asking what their New Year's resolutions are.
I want to read more. I want to go to the gym.
I think I'm going to try read some more books.
Just embracing things, new opportunities, get out there and smile more.
Those are all some great things to have as a resolution. Well, according to Good Housekeeping, some of the most achievable resolutions include making a journal, spending time with family, and creating a budget that you can stick to. Some great options there as well. And this, of course, a time of the year to take in the holidays. On Saturday, families gathered at Madison's Children's Museum to celebrate Kwanzaa, complete with drummers playing traditional West African music. Tanisha Shaw shows us how people celebrated.
Music, singing, and unity, all on full display to celebrate Kwanzaa at Madison's Children's Museum Saturday.
Kwanzaa is a holiday that uplifts and celebrates all staples in African cultures, like drumming.
Kwanzaa is a celebration for the African American community, but also for our whole community here. The children, adults that come here, we want to reflect the diversity of our community in this museum.
Atimevu uses drums to celebrate Ghanaian culture throughout the year.
All these drums are from Ghana.
The group performs throughout the state, and for the second time, they're using music to practice umoja. That's the first principle of Kwanzaa, and in Swahili, the word means unity.
And when we're doing drumming here, that really is an expression of that unity, playing together. If we all played at a different time, it would just sound like noise or chaos. But when we all play together at the same time with unity, it sounds nice, and it is nice.
They also said seeing people come together to acknowledge and honor African culture is uplifting.
I was actually originally from the University of Ghana, so I was training the foreigners when they come from all over the world. I was a drum instructor there, and I came to America through that job. I don't want to forget anything because that's my culture, and I'm so happy to represent my culture.
Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanisha, thank you. The Madison's Children's Museum also had traditional basket weaving classes at Saturday's event. And there is continued holiday celebrations happening in the capital city. Today, Shabbat Madison will be lighting a 9-foot-tall menorah for Hanukkah. It will take place at Hilldale on the Green today at 4. Governor Tony Evers is expected to attend. The 8-day Jewish holiday concludes on Thursday, the 2nd. Time now 6:38, still ahead. Got some changes coming to how drive-thrus are operating across the country. Plus, Jacob is back with a look at the full first storm forecast as we wake up with a look at the state capitol. You're watching Weekend Mornings.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. We are going to see foggy conditions through Monday morning, and we also will stay mild through the end of the year with colder temperatures by the time we get to next weekend. So here's a look at the visibility forecast. It is going to improve a little bit throughout the afternoon, but areas especially west of Madison will remain very foggy throughout the entire day. and our entire area will see the fog move back into the region for Monday morning, where visibilities will once again be near zero. But then we are going to finally see that improvement for Monday afternoon, and New Year's Eve, we're not expecting as foggy conditions. Now, looking at the precipitation during this time, we're not going to see a lot of it, but we do have a few small chances of precipitation. So for today, we'll see some showers in southeastern Wisconsin. Most of it will stay to the south and east of our area. Could see some rain and snow for places east of Madison, but most of the region should be dry. And as we get into Monday, we are going to see a small chance of a light wintry mix. If you look closely, there is some pink showing up on the forecast, which would indicate the possibility of some freezing rain. We also could see some flurries or sprinkles, but it's just a little bit of freezing rain that could create slippery roads. So definitely just take it a little slow on top of the fog for Monday. And then as we get towards Tuesday for New Year's Eve, we're going to see some flurries move in Monday night with maybe some more consistent snowfall Tuesday morning. However, we're still not expecting a large amount of snowfall, and it's mostly going to occur for the morning into the early afternoon. A lot of the area should be dry by the time we get to the evening hours for New Year's Eve during a lot of the celebrations. So looking at the temperature forecast for today, it is going to be mild once again. Highs will be in the upper 30s. Plenty of cloud cover. That's going to be the case for Monday as well. Maybe some sunshine further east, closer to Lake Michigan for Monday, but for the most part, expect more continuous cloud cover and more mild temperatures. Now, as we take a look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, the end of this week is expected to be a lot colder. We'll have highs in the teens. Lows could be in the single digits. We also could be talking about wind chills below zero. But we are going to be dry for the end of this week. But Sunday, we could see some snowfall. And right now, Sunday does look to be a bit interesting. There is the possibility of some accumulating snow. But obviously, it's way too early to talk about specific accumulations yet. So we'll definitely update the forecast accordingly. But just want to throw out there that next Sunday, we could possibly be seeing some snow showers that could definitely impact any plans people could have. Now, as we take a look at Madison's forecast, very similar to La Crosse, some light precipitation in the next few days. Could see a little bit of a better chance of some snowfall on Tuesday, but accumulations are likely going to stay less than an inch. We may see some isolated amounts get up to an inch of snow, but for the most part, not going to be a big issue Tuesday. And then we'll see those cold temperatures to start 2025 with dry conditions to end this week. But again, we could see that snowfall next Sunday.
All right, Jacob, thank you. The last living survivor of the Pearl Harbor attack has died. Warren Red Upton was 105 years old and died on Christmas Day. Upton was a, quote, humble, gentle, soft-spoken man. His family is saying he died after a battle with pneumonia. Upton told interviewers in the past that the real heroes were the ones who didn't make it home. 3 weeks ago marked the 83rd anniversary of Pearl Harbor. We have new photos this morning of debris left over from a crash between a passenger train and a fire truck. It happened Saturday in Delray Beach, Florida. 3 firefighters and a dozen passengers are recovering after the Brightline train collided with the fire truck. Local police, the National Transportation Safety Board, and Brightline say they will be investigating more about what happened later on today. Well, next this morning, a question. Have you been to the drive-thru lately? If so, you might have begun to hear AI being used to take your order. CBS's Danya Bacchus explains the reason why.
In a world where convenience is king,
would you like to add nacho fries to your order?
Fast food chain Taco Bell is turning to artificial intelligence to meet the demand of its drive-thru customers.
What can I get for you?
Number 13. Implementing voice AI at more than 300 locations, including the one we visited in Irvine, California.
Does the order look accurate on the screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Nationwide, just 4% of drive-thrus use the technology.
We've built it to be very friendly and interactive, as if you are talking to a human.
AI is set to cut the wait for an order by 29 seconds and improve accuracy.
I tried switching things up on how I wanted my burrito or my nachos made. They caught it within a matter of seconds.
Taco Bell says its robots help employees by handling the repetitive tasks.
This isn't about technology trying to replace our team members. It's actually how can technology create an even better human experience.
Other fast food giants have struggled with adopting AI.
Where did the butter come from? I would just like a large water and a cup of ice cream.
McDonald's recently scrapped its nearly 3-year test run after incorrect orders and viral customer complaints.
For some reason, she took the Diet Coke off and made it 9 sweet teas.
To avoid similar pitfalls, Taco Bell is pushing to make sure its voice technology works correctly so employees don't have to fix botched orders.
Does having AI make your job easier?
Yes, it is.
In what way?
It's like an extra person on the store all the time for you. AI is never gonna call off on you.
Customers seem to be coming around too.
It takes away moods. It takes away people that have been stressed out all day. I think it's a great idea.
An idea Taco Bell is hoping will allow customers to do as its slogan says, live más. Danya Backus, CBS News, Irvine, California.
I just got to say, personally, I prefer to have a person taking my order. Well, still ahead here on Weekend Mornings, we'll take a look at the morning sports report with Andrew. Don't go anywhere.
Let's take a look at the New Year's Eve forecast. I touched on this briefly yesterday, but there are still some discrepancies in the track of the storm between the models. Now, this is the more aggressive model that will bring snow across our area, showing that we could be seeing some of that snow move in Monday night, but especially Tuesday morning into early Tuesday afternoon. And this model actually keeps that snow around for New Year's Eve, but only in the form of light snow. Not going to see too much during the New Year's Eve celebrations. But even that model, which is the more aggressive of the two models, it doesn't really bring a ton of snow across our area, only about an inch at most, a little bit more further southwest across Iowa. So even the most snow that is possible is only going to be about an inch. But here's the other model. This is the American model. It brings the system completely south of Wisconsin, bringing some showers to northern Illinois, maybe some light snow there as well. But so it is possible that we completely miss out on the snow entirely. But even if we do see the snowfall, it's likely not going to be too much. So it shouldn't impact too many plans for New Year's Eve.
Most people would agree, myself included, that the state of Wisconsin deserves a professional hockey team. But since we don't have one, I say it's incredibly cool that the Badgers are playing in Milwaukee this weekend. It's the Quick Trip Holiday Face-Off at Fiserv Forum, and the Badgers, they showed the state how it's done. Quinn Finley in the first period dinks and dangles the goaltender and gets the Badgers on the board. That would make it 1-0. We'll skip to the opposite end of the spectrum. It's 7-0. Waning seconds of the game, and Kyle Kukanen gets another goal to go, make it 8-0 with less than a second left. Safe to say, spoiler alert, the Badgers hung on to win. They get it 8-0. Since November the 11th, the Bucks are 14-5, and it's fair to say they've salvaged their season. They played the Bulls last night in Chicago and did it without Giannis. But in better news, Damian Lillard returned to action after a 4-game absence. Let's jump right to the finish line. Tied at 106 with a minute and a half to go. Chris Middleton stepping up in the Greek Freak's absence. He had 21 points on the night, but then later, Bucks still up 2, and Josh Giddey, he gets the lead back with the corner 3. Chicago, they would never give the lead back up. The Bucks dropped this one 111-116. The Wisconsin women are 10-2, hoping to keep their strong start going in Big Ten play. Indiana, though, in the first quarter, they were on a 20-2 scoring run. Sarah Williams here, though, puts her foot down and says no more. The second chance bucket is good. She finished with 13 points and 11 rebounds. The Badgers turned it into a run of their own, though, scoring 14 unanswered points to close the first quarter, including that Ronnie Porter 3, but it would be the Badgers' last gasp. Indiana dominated the second quarter and never looked back. The Badgers lose and lose big, 83-52 the final. High school boys hoops, Oregon bringing in the new year, hosting Verona, and the Panthers pounced early. Von Carvalho, the 6'6 junior, went full-on Vince Carter. Are you serious? Mason Hoffer puts it on a platter, and the big man throws it down. Carvalho turned this thing into a 1990s NBA dunk contest mid-game. Carvalho with the reverse jam. You simply don't see this at the high school level. It helped Oregon hang in with the 6th-ranked Wildcats for a good while, but eventually, Verona willed their way to a win. Great ball movement, and Amari Phillips fills it up. Verona, they come out victorious and win it 73-55. The Packers' offensive line has been one of the best in the NFL, which is why Josh Jacobs, he gifted every offensive lineman for Green Bay a diamond pendant with Jacobs' number 8 on it. Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love have a lot of thanks to give to those big guys up front on the offensive line for all of that success that they've had this season. And the big guys up front will be a big part of today's showdown with Minnesota.
I think it's been special how personal they take that. You can see even on any run or even short passes, you see all the guys running and pushing the pile and things like that. And I think that that's all mentality, So when you have a group of guys collectively all have that same mentality, it makes guys dangerous, it makes guys scary. So for me, man, I love playing with guys that got that grit and that kind of mentality. So it's been fun.
That's your morning sports fix. Have a great Packers game day.